Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, there's no denying that the Philadelphia Eagles have been a team that captures the imagination of football fans across the country. Their recent seasons have been nothing short of exciting, filled with high-powered offense, a stout defense, and a coaching staff that's been pushing all the right buttons. But as we look ahead to the upcoming offseason, there's a lot of chatter among fans and analysts alike about what moves Howie Roseman and the Eagles front office might make to keep their Super Bowl window open. And folks, this offseason could be one of the most pivotal in recent franchise history. Let's start by talking about their defense, which has been the backbone of this team for quite some time. The Eagles' defense has been among the best in the league over the past few seasons, thanks to a combination of stellar playmakers, effective schemes, and a relentless pass rush. Darius Slay, one of the premier cornerbacks in the NFL, has been a leader on that side of the ball. But this offseason, he, along with other key veterans like Josh Sweat and Milton Williams, have hit free agency. The team will undoubtedly want to retain as much of that defensive core as possible, but with the salary cap constraints and the rising prices of top-tier talent, maintaining that level of excellence won't be easy. This kind of scenario is familiar to Eagles fans because, over the years, the team has shown a remarkable ability to rebuild and retool that defense without missing a beat. But this time, the challenge is even greater. Losing players like Slay, who has been a shutdown corner and a vocal leader, could leave a gap that's hard to fill overnight. The Eagles will have to be strategic, perhaps bringing in veterans or developing young talent to step up. The draft will also be crucial, finding that next shutdown corner or interior pass rusher to maintain the pressure on opposing quarterbacks. But defense isn't the only concern. On the offensive side, the Eagles have been potent, especially through the air, thanks largely to their dynamic wide receivers. Jalen Hurts has blossomed into one of the league's top quarterbacks, and his connection with the duo of A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith has been a highlight reel for fans and a nightmare for defenses. These two are truly elite, game-changing receivers, capable of taking over any game. However, beyond Brown and Smith, the depth at wide receiver is a question mark. Now, if you've been following the Eagles, you know that wide receiver depth has been a topic of concern for a while. Last season, Jahan Dotson, who the Eagles acquired in the third round last offseason for a draft pick, managed just 216 yards, which was disappointing given the expectations. No other receiver on the roster even crossed the 50-yard mark in the regular season. That's a pretty stark statistic when you think about how much teams rely on having reliable options behind their top two guys. And with that in mind, the Eagles are probably looking to add some insurance, someone who can step up when Brown or Smith need a breather or if injury strikes. So naturally, the rumor mill has been buzzing about potential trades. One name that's been floated around is Romeo Doubs from Green Bay. Many scouts see Doubs as a promising player, and with his speed and route-running ability, he could fit well into the Eagles' system. But interestingly enough, the Eagles might have an even better option in mind. Someone who isn't quite a household name, but has been quietly developing into a very reliable third receiver in the NFL. That's Dontayvion Wicks, a former fifth-round pick out of Virginia. Wicks is one of those players who might not grab headlines every week, but if you watch his game closely, you see a guy with incredible route-running ability, good hands, and a knack for getting open in tight coverage. His rookie season with the Packers was quite promising, showing flashes of what could become a very productive role player for years to come. His sophomore year, admittedly, was a bit of a step back, but there's no doubt in anyone's mind that he's still just scratching the surface of his potential. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Wicks has some flaws, mainly in ball security. In 2024, he ranked third in the league for dropped passes, with 9 drops on the season, and his drop percentage was over 11%. That's a concern, no doubt. Drops can be a killer, especially in critical moments, but it's also one of those skills that can be improved with coaching and practice. The good news is that Wicks has the physical tools, and with the right development, he could become a real weapon. Imagine him lining up alongside Brown and Smith, creating mismatches, and giving Jalen Hurts even more options on offense. The question is whether the Packers are willing to part ways with Wicks. Their head coach, Matt LaFleur, and GM, Brian Gutekunst, have had mixed feelings about him, some frustration, but also recognition of his upside and potential to contribute. Wicks's contract situation is also a factor. He's on his rookie deal, and the Packers may be weighing their options, especially with their own receiver situation. Romeo Doubs is also entering the final year of his rookie deal, and the Packers might be contemplating whether to extend him or let him go. That opens a window for the Eagles if Howie Roseman is willing to offer a fair price. And speaking of trade value, the deal being discussed involves the Eagles sending a 2026 fourth-round pick and a seventh-round pick in exchange for Wicks and a seventh-round pick in 2027. For Green Bay, acquiring draft capital makes sense, especially if they're planning to reset or retool their roster. It's a smart move for the Eagles, who are always looking for ways to add talent without giving up too much. And don't forget, despite the rivalry, Green Bay has always been willing to do business in the NFC if the deal makes sense, especially when it's about acquiring young, talented players who can help them in the future. Now, while this trade rumor might seem like a small piece in the bigger puzzle, it could have a significant impact on the Eagles' offense. Adding a versatile receiver like Wicks would give Jalen Hurts another reliable target, especially on third downs or in the red zone. It would also help keep defenses honest, forcing them to respect the entire receiving core rather than just focusing on Brown and Smith. And if Wicks can cut down on drops and continue developing, he could be a real breakout star for Philadelphia in 2024 and beyond. But let's not forget, the Eagles aren't just sitting still, they're always looking ahead. With their draft capital, cap space, and a young core that's only getting better, they're positioning themselves to be contenders for years to come. The defense will need replenishing, and the offense will need depth. But that's what good front offices do: identify needs early, make smart moves, and build a team that can compete at the highest level. So, fans, as we look to the future, it's clear that the Philadelphia Eagles are not resting on their laurels. They're actively shaping their roster to sustain success, and hopefully, to bring another Super Bowl trophy to Lincoln Financial Field. It's an exciting time to be an Eagles supporter, with plenty of rumors, potential trades, and strategic moves on the horizon. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this year seems no different. The Eagles are clearly in the mix, and their fans should be optimistic about what's to come. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential Wicks trade? Do you believe it's a good move for the team? Who else do you think the Eagles should target this offseason? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see how this offseason unfolds. Thanks for sticking around, and as always, go Birds.